Cade Cunningham on national TV, ESPN, late game, tie game, 5 seconds left. Cade Cunningham's national TV moment, game winner over Bam Adebayo. He is here. His time is here. We'll break it all down. Cade finally with his moment, man. We'll talk about it today's episode, Locked On Pistons podcast.
You are Locked On Pistons, your daily Detroit Pistons podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's the deal? Welcome back to another episode of the Locked On Pistons podcast. Per usual, I'm your host, Cade Cunningham. You can find me over on Twitter at Cade Cunningham. I want to thank you guys for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We're free to available on all your podcast platforms. If you haven't already, head to the YouTube channel at Locked On Pistons. Hit that subscribe button or leave us a 5-star review, whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. That's another great way to support the podcast. And today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. We are so hyped right now. So hyped. Cade just hit a game winner against the Miami Heat on ESPN on a doubleheader with Luka and the Lakers playing right after. Everyone watching this game. All the eyes are on the Pistons. All the eyes are on Cade Cunningham. The Pistons were down for the majority of this game. They were down by double digits in the second half of this game. They had to come back in this fourth quarter. With a minute left, Cade hit a three to tie the game. And then with a chance with 5 seconds left, Cade Cunningham pulls up over Bam Adebayo and games the Miami Heat. Everyone is so hyped right now that, look, I'm going to do something we've never done before. I have so many of you guys tweeting me, DMing me, hitting me up. Cool, go record. Cool, go record. We want to see your reaction. So I'm going to let you guys know you guys get to be a part of the live reaction right here to the live recording. I'm recording it. You guys can see me on camera. We're lit, bro. This is going to be a fun episode, bro. We getting lit. This was a crazy, crazy game from the Detroit Pistons, bro. Crazy game. And I'm recording this literally like 5 minutes after the game ended. This is another one of those where I don't have a ton of a script planned out just yet. We'll figure it out as we go. But this is just raw emotion, raw reaction to the Pistons game winner here. They win 116-113. Again, this was a game that, look, Bam Adebayo was having the best offensive game maybe of the season for him. He hit 2 threes in this game. He had 30 points at one point in 30 minutes. Now, they ended up clamping him down the last 7 minutes of his action. But 30 points, he played tremendous. He damn near had a triple-double. And Tyler Herro, whenever Ausar Thompson, which we'll talk about Ausar and JD later, but anytime Ausar was not guarding Tyler Herro was killing the Pistons. You had Duncan Robinson hitting shots from the parking lot with a hand in his face. You had Davion Mitchell hitting off the, getting bumped off his spot, falling over runners, and one. You had Bam Adebayo hitting Akeem the Dream shake fadeaways out of the post while getting fouled. Like, you had a bunch of magnet ball going on for the Miami Heat. They were hitting a bunch of BS. Let's just keep it a stack. They were hitting a bunch of crazy shots for Miami in this game. And it really put the Pistons in a tough position. I don't feel like their defense was too poor. It got bad at times. They weren't very good at guarding some of the split actions when they didn't have Ausar or Cade on the floor. Going after a THA and Malik in the split, it wasn't great. Sometimes it didn't look that great. But overall, I honestly feel like the Pistons played fine defense. The Heat were just hitting a lot of shots, and they were hitting the shots the Pistons were giving them. Bam was hitting shots that they were giving him. He was hitting threes. And then some of the shots that Miami hit, again, like I said, they heavily contested. But Cade Cunningham, on national TV, has 25 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 blocks, a steal. He hits 3 of 4 three-pointers. Now, he shot 11 of 25 from the field. A lot of those misses were in the first quarter. He won 1 of 7 in the first, and 3 of them were on one possession of him just trying to tip the ball back or get the ball back in on a putback. So after the first quarter, he went, 10 of 18? Yeah, he went 10 of 18 after the first quarter. So an efficient game after a tough first quarter. Came through clutch, absolutely clutch for the Pistons in this game. Not only, again, like I said with the game winner, not only with the game winner, which the game winner, you want to talk about aura, man. Like, dude, the aura, the energy coming from Cade in the post-game interview, I mean, that was damn near SGA-like. That was the OKC Thunder. Cade was being interviewed, all his teammates behind him, getting lit with them. It was just off the charts. Absolutely off the charts. But then don't forget that a minute before, Cade hits a three, actually not to tie the game, he hits a three with 56 seconds left to give the Pistons a 2-point lead. And then the possession before that one, he gets or not the direct possession before that one, but a minute before that play, he comes up with an incredible block in transition. It's a close back and forth game. The Pistons turn the ball over. THJ turns the ball over. The Miami has a 2-on-1. It looks like they're going to get an easy layup in transition. Cade gets back, forces the pass, and then gets a block at the rim. And not only does he get the block at the rim, he then saves it from going out of bounds and gets the Pistons a possession back. Multiple key clutch plays from the Detroit Pistons franchise player down the line, down the stretch of this game. It took a few years. Okay? We can all be honest about it. We all know. It took a few years for Cade to start getting respect. It took a few years for Cade to start being someone people talked about, to be someone that national TV paid attention to, national media paid attention to, or even just noticed. It took a while for Cade to have any kind of attention on him. And for decent reason. The Pistons were not good at all. But this year, Cade Cunningham is leading the Detroit Pistons from the worst season in Pistons history. They have 39 wins, guys. It's March 19th. The Pistons have clinched postseason play, which means they're going to at least be in the play-in no matter what. So at this moment, though, when you say that right now, it's like, oh, that doesn't mean anything, that we want the 6th seed, we want the 5th seed, we want the 4th seed. But if you told anyone 6 months ago that in March 19th, with 10-plus games to go, the Pistons would already have that secured, everyone would be like, what the hell happened that season? How did they play so well? Like, that's one. That's when they're already, March 19th, secured into the postseason. This week, at the end of March or mid-March, they have their game. They are so exciting. By the way, Shaq, was that game boring? Was that a boring play from Cade? Was that game not fun to watch? Or I'm assuming you didn't watch that game because that game wasn't on TNT and you guys only watch the games that you have to get literally paid to watch on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But point is, middle of March, the Pistons are getting their games flexed to ESPN because teams or people want to see them play. People want to see Cade Cunningham play. And then when he gets the moment to come out here with a triple-double, multiple key plays, and then his first game winner, his first real game winner. He's had a few go-ahead game winners. His real game winner, he left 0.4 seconds left on this clock with no timeouts. Basically a buzzer beater. Game winner over an incredible defender in Bam Adebayo. With all the lights on him, with all the lights on the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham came out and he showed up. Came out, showed up, showed out, and that right there is why Cade will be an All-NBA member, why he will be All-NBA second team, and why the attention that he is getting this year is worthy. It's why he went number 1 overall pick. It's why the Pistons have turned their franchise around. They have their franchise player. They have their franchise guy. He's coming through in the key moments for them. He's getting better. He's not even close to his ceiling yet. And everyone's talking about him, and everyone loves watching him. And everyone loves watching this team. This team, led by Cade. People love watching them because they are not boring to watch. This is a fun team to watch. This is a good, fun team to watch. And it has gamed your Miami Heat on national television. Cade Parker Cunningham with the game winner over Bam. Let's go, man. Let's go. Coming up, man, I want to talk about JD and Ausar. Cade was fantastic. Absolutely love the fact that he has his moment now. He has his moment. But they don't win this game. They do not win this game without Jalen Duran and Ausar Thompson. I want to talk about them coming up. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash and non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rate subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. Sign up today at Robinhood.com/gold. Now I got to tell you guys about another one of our sponsors, one of my favorites, Game Time. I'm a procrastinator. I wait till the last second with everything, especially when it comes to buying tickets, but Game Time, it absolutely saves me. There's nothing like watching basketball live, the energy of the crowd, the sound of the sneakers on the hardwood, and maybe even a celebrity sighting courtside. If you want to catch a game in person, if you wait till the last second and buying your tickets like I do, you want to still get good ticket prices and a good seat. Check out Game Time. It makes it easier than ever to get tickets. Game Time's new feature, Game Time Picks, filters out the fluff and shows you only the best deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time scrolling through thousands of tickets. With seat views before you buy, no surprise fees, and lowest price guarantee, you can book with total confidence. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON NHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply again. Create an account, redeem code LOCKEDON NHL for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. So I want to thank you guys again for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We are free and available on all your podcast platforms. If you haven't already, head to the YouTube channel at Locked On Pistons. Hit that subscribe button or leave us a 5-star review. Whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on, another great way to support the podcast, man. I am so hyped right now. I am so hyped right now. I would play for you guys the playback room, which if you're not a part of that yet, I'm putting it down below in the description. Join the playback room and watch the Pistons games with us. We had 100+ people in here at this time. When Cade hit that game winner, I wish I could play for you guys on the podcast of reactions from everybody in the room. But there were some words said that that can't be aired on the podcast. But it was electric. Everyone freaking out and going crazy. Pistons fans, this moment from Cade was such a big, not just for Cade, and we're going to get to Ausar and JD, but that Cade with this moment on national TV was not just a huge moment for just Cade and obviously the team. It was a huge moment for the Pistons fan base and honestly for the city. Like this team, Detroit look, they love their football teams. They're definitely a football town. They're a hockey town. But Detroit loves basketball. Detroit is also a basketball town. And when you give this city something to root for and something to really rally behind, they will show up and show out, and it will feel more together as a community than you could even imagine. And I feel like this game, that when Cade hit that shot, seeing the reactions, not just in the playback room, but across all the Pistons communities, across all social media platforms, it was the most united I've seen the Pistons community in joy, in happiness that I can remember in quite a long time. So this isn't a championship or anything, but look, man, I know there's going to be some people like, relax, they didn't win a championship or anything. Look, when you're coming off a 14-game, I almost swore just now. When you're coming off a 14-game season, 14-win season, with what they're doing now, to have a cherry on top of getting your game flexed to ESPN, have it be that close of a game, and then have your franchise player have his moment with the game-winning shot over a great defender for everyone to see. That's a special moment. That's one of those moments in 5 years when the Pistons are older, when Cade's in his prime, Ausar's in his prime, JD's in his prime, all these guys are in their prime, and they're really pushing for the Eastern Conference finals and stuff and finals appearances. These are going to be one of those moments you look back on, people are going to be saying, man, I remember back when we were watching those games, and that was really when it felt like this was it. They were really coming to their own. So, crazy moment, man. I'm hyped. But again, like I mentioned, they do not win this game without Ausar Thompson and Jalen Duran. I want to start off with Jalen Duran. You know what? I gotta get a drink of water real quick. Hold on. They do not win this game without Jalen Duran. This was not his best game of the year, but because of how I know it wasn't for the playoffs or anything, but this being on national TV, it felt like it meant more. I feel like everyone watching it agrees that it felt like it meant more. And for JD to play as well as he did, in this game, in a game that meant this much to the Pistons and to the fans. He was absolutely fantastic in this game. He was physical as hell. He was all over the glass. And while Bam, yes, has 30 points in this game, and Bam had a good game. A lot of the shots Bam was hitting, though, it was shots the Pistons kind of wanted him to take, and he was hitting jumpers. Despite that, though, JD was all over the glass. He only played 27 minutes because he did find himself in foul trouble. But he was all over the glass. He was active all over the place defensively. He got the Pistons multiple extra shots at the basket. He had 5 offensive rebounds. He was pushing Bam around underneath. He was physical and bullying all night. All night. On the Cade 3 to give him the lead, guess who got the offensive rebound? Jalen Duran. Earlier in the game when the game was kind of getting out of hand, or it looked like it may be getting out of hand, guess who was getting multiple offensive rebounds and putting the ball back in? Jalen Duran. Guess who had a putback dunk in the fourth quarter off a Cade missed layup or a Cade missed runner? Guess who had a putback dunk off of that to keep the game tied for the Pistons? Jalen Duran. Jalen Duran had, again, I don't think it was his best game of the year. He's had other games that were fantastic. But with this, what felt like the stakes of this game, with all the lights on the Pistons, he came out here and played a fantastic game against another really good big, stayed locked in on every defensive possession. And even, I'm going to tell you guys this too. I'm going to keep it a buck. On that possession when he fouled Tyler Hero, the last possession of the Miami Heat offense, he fouled him. But to be honest, I am happy as hell that I was screaming it during the playback room. I was screaming, press up. Do not let him get this 3 off. And after Tyler Hero took 2 dribbles, Duran played up hard. He played aggressive and forced him to drive. You don't want him to jump? Yes, you don't want him to foul him. But even just running him off the 3-point line to where the Pistons have a chance like this instead of a game-winning 3 again to Tyler Hero, I like that more than the outcome they could have gotten. But Jalen Duran, I thought, was fantastic in this game, man. Fantastic. Got the multiple chances, extra chances at the rim, and was locked in all night defensively. Fantastic game from him. And Ausar Thompson, man. This dude is going to be so damn good, man. He is going to be so insanely good. 14 points. By the way, Jalen Duran had 15 points, 11 rebounds, 6 of 9 shooting. Plus 17 in this game. Team high. Plus 17. Completely matched the eye test. He was great. Great. But Ausar Thompson, man, he is just going to be so special, dude. 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, an assist, and a block, 7 of 10 shooting. Just fills the stat sheet up and comes through in key moments for the Pistons in this game. Cade misses a shot. Instead of the Pistons not getting a point out of that possession, guess who steals the break-ahead pass and then finishes at the rim over where? Ausar Thompson. Guess who, when he was in the game, was just clamping up Tyler Hero and giving him absolute hell the entire game? Ausar Thompson. Guess who multiple times in that second half had key, big-time drives to the basket? Self-created looks at the basket. Bullying Duncan Robinson. Finishing over Ware. Finishing through Ware. Ausar Thompson. Who was getting back? Who was starting up transition opportunities late in this game? Pistons are trying to come back. Gets a stop. Gets a steal. Push it in transition. Then lobs it to Jalen Duran for a bucket. For a dunk. Ausar Thompson. The Pistons were led by their franchise player in Cade. But Jalen Duran and Ausar Thompson, these two, I mean, as we've been saying for 2 months now, and over the last week and a half, they've it felt like over the last week and a half, they kind of phased to the background in importance in the pecking order of this team's offense. And we talked about in the podcast, that felt like a mistake. In this game, you saw Duran get a pick and roll ran for him, an empty side pick and roll, which was crazy. Empty side pick and roll for Jalen Duran, got to the basket and finished. I mean, if you're running empty side pick and roll from the high post for your 5-man, you can do so, do you know the kind of things you can do with your offense when your big man has that kind of threat to where you can toss that kind of wrinkle at a defense? Not many bigs you can go out there and just run a 5-man pick and roll on an empty side and trust that he will get to the rim, and if he gets to the rim and it's not open, that he can also make a pass out. That you can't do that with most guys, dude. That is special stuff. That is the special on-ball plays that we talked about before the season, that we wanted to see from him, that we weren't seeing at the beginning of the half of the year, but since January, we have seen it from Jalen Duran. And then also Ausar Thompson, he had the ball more. He was featured a lot more. He was looked for a lot more. He was a lot more aggressive with his drives instead of just looking for passing. He was finishing at the rim. He was finishing through guys. He got 2 early fouls on Tyler Hero. 2 early fouls, and he had to come out the game. He ended the game with 3 personal fouls. So he got early foul trouble, but then maintained to still play great defense and not get into foul trouble after that. He played 28 minutes in this game. I would have liked him to play more. I would have liked him to match his minutes completely with Hero. But either way, as has been the story over the last 2 months, Cade leads it, but the X factors for why the Pistons are so much different now is because of the play of Jalen Duran and the play of Ausar Thompson. These 2 guys were fantastic tonight on the big stage against the Miami Heat, against a magnet ball Miami Heat. And I can't, look, as someone who covers the team, and look, man, everyone knows I root for this team to do, like, everyone knows I'm rooting for this team to win. I want to see this team win. I could not be more proud of, like, how they showed up for the city and for the team and for the franchise. Like, this was the exact, especially coming off, like, real quick, especially coming off, I'm going to say it again, Shaq calling them boring, and this whole talk around the Pistons that all of a sudden started happening the last week because of that whole BS. For them to play like this in an exciting way, and then to win in an exciting way, and to play fast, and have these young guys showing up and showing out on national TV, for it to happen like that, I could not be more happy for the fan base and more proud of this team and these players for how they responded and showed out for this fan base, this community, the franchise, and the city. Absolutely big time, man. Absolutely big time. Wasn't a championship. They didn't win a championship. But this was, look, man, you take the small victories when you went through what the Pistons have had to go through the last 5 years. Anyone, and I'll tell you guys this too, if anyone tries to bleep on your guys' parade, I'm giving you guys a free pass to go ahead and take some water and spit it in their face. If anyone tries to crap in the parade and say, calm down, it's just a regular season. Again, like I said, take some water, spit it in their face. But in this game as well, the veterans, this was really a team effort. The vets came through and balled out. We got to give them credit. We'll talk about them when we come back. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can now find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more, and experts ready to help you take your business to the next level. Upwork gives businesses flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. If you need help with a marketing campaign, Upwork can connect you with a freelance expert who delivered incredible results. Instead of hiring full-time, Upwork helps find affordable, top-tier freelancers to scale my business efficiently. Visit Upwork.com right now to post your job for free. That's Upwork.com, UPWORK.com, Upwork.com again, to connect with top talent and grow your business today at Upwork.com.
The NCAA tournament is here, and so is the Bracket Breakdown.
Locked On Podcast Network and Amazon Fire TV channels are teaming up to deliver NCAA tournament coverage like never before. Watch studio shows featuring former players and Locked On's local experts as they guide you through every upset, buzzer beater, and bracket matchup.
Stream it all for free on Amazon Fire TV channel. Search Bracket Breakdown to see it all for free.
It's your team every day.
So I want to thank you guys again for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. We are free and available on all your podcast platforms. If you haven't already, head to the YouTube channel at Locked On Pistons. Hit that subscribe button or leave us a 5-star review on whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. That's another great way to support the podcast. And like I said, man, if you're not already a part of the playback room and watching these games with us, the rest of the Piston fan base, having fun with us, getting crazy over stuff like this, missing out on moments with the rest of the fan base going crazy, what are you doing? I'll link it down below. Join the room and be notified anytime the Pistons play. We go live in there. This room was hype, man. We were going crazy. And also, obviously, I'll link the Substack down below for you guys as well if you guys want to check out some of my written work. We have content coming to you guys almost daily. Last week, I have been absent because, obviously, you guys know I was really, really sick with norovirus. Like, it was killing me. But I'll link that down below for you guys as well. Cade played great. We spent a whole segment talking about how special he was. Ausar and JD, fantastic. But the Pistons vets came through in multiple possessions, multiple key moments, and throughout this game for them. First of all, this really was a team win. Cade had 25, THJ had 10, Jalen Duran 15, Tobias 13, Ausar 14, Malik 16, Dennis 8. Ron even had 7 points. And then obviously Stu, he did his thing, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Excuse me. This was really a team win by the Detroit Pistons. Everyone contributed. Almost everyone contributed to this victory. But the vets, Tobias, who has continued to be, really good for the Pistons over the last 2 months. He has 4 blocks in this game. Did he have 20-point scoring? No. But he had 13 on 6 of 9 shooting. He had a key bucket late in the game. Got to the free throw line late in the game. And then defensively, at least in this game, I think he's been doing this all year, but definitely in this game, gave the most defensive effort he possibly could. There was multiple possessions late in this game. There was one specifically we pointed out live where Tobias, they ran a pick and roll with Bam. It was Hero, Bam, pick and roll flowing to the left. Bam rolled. Tobias was guarding someone on the weak side. He tags down to Bam, takes the roll away, takes that pass away, and then also recovers quick enough to then also get back out to the corner and take that pass away. I believe that possession almost ended in a shot clock violation. Either that or a turnover. Either way, it was a stop for the Pistons, and it all happened because Tobias' activity on the weak side and off-ball defensively. Had a career-high 4 blocks in this game. Tobias has been, he's been worth all the money the Pistons gave him this past offseason. He's been more active than ever defensively. He's been a calming presence for them offensively. He's been great. I can't put enough words on how much I've heard about him off the court with this team throughout the year. He's been the most perfect vet possible. He was fantastic in this game on both ends for him, and he's been fantastic all year. Even THJ, whose shot selection can drive me absolutely up a wall sometimes. He had 2 rebounds in this game. Both of those rebounds came in the fourth quarter when the Pistons were playing a little bit too small. And Bam had a smaller guy on him after the Heat missed the shot, where Bam could have got a defensive rebound. But THA crashes the glass, and he gets 2 defensive rebounds to secure stops. Now, look, that may not be a huge deal to some. But if you're watching that game and you see how close and back and forth that game was, the Pistons don't secure those stops, who knows if they win this game? THJ hustling on the glass, getting to the glass, and securing those defensive rebounds to get the Pistons out in transition, to get the Pistons another offensive possession, and stop the Heat offense. I mean, those are key, minute details to the game that you need your veterans to be able to do and really do swing the game. I truly do not believe if THA does not crash on those 2 rebounds, Bam's getting that offensive rebound over. I believe he had Schroeder switched down on him. If he doesn't crash down and get those rebounds, Bam's getting that rebound, he's putting it back up, and the Pistons may not win this game. So, look, he didn't have the most efficient night, 3 of 8 from the floor, only shot 104, but those 2 plays right there were big time for the Pistons. And then, obviously, man, look, Malik's been scorched earth all year, man. 5 threes, 5 of 10. Hit some key threes in the second half. I mean, what I got to say about Malik, man? 5 of 11 from the floor, 16 points. Everyone knows how good Malik is. He did the same thing tonight that he's been doing all year. He hits threes. He hits key threes when they need them. It was a great game from him. And then even Schroeder, who shot 1 of 8 in this game, in the fourth quarter, when the Pistons offense needed to get going, when the Pistons needed to get their offense going while Cade was off the floor to stay within distance, he got to the free throw line 4 times, made all of his free throws. Again, little tiny details, not the craziest of plays, not the craziest of box scores, but in key moments when the Pistons needed their veterans to just give them something extra, each one of them delivered. Schroeder came through when the offense was stalling and needed to get picked back up before Cade came back in with 8 minutes left. THA came through on the glass when they really needed him to, on the switch with Bam. And Tobias, just throughout the night, was giving max effort on both ends of the floor and was contributing heavily on both ends of the floor. Again, not to beat a dead horse. Actually, I am beating a dead horse with this. Pistons are not a boring team. This is a good, fun team. And they are a team. T-E-A-M. They are a full team of guys who are all contributing to one goal. It's not just one. Look, Cade is the head of the snake, and he is their superstar, 100%. But everyone is contributing each night somehow to getting this win, to get not just this win, but other wins throughout the year. And they are extremely fun. Each one, I feel like every one of their games, like I saw a friend, 6th man of the year for the Locked On Pistons podcast, Czar, who comes on all the time. He had this fun tweet. It was like, if you're outside Detroit NBA fan, you watch Pistons game, you think it's the best game ever. If you're a Pistons fan, you need to contact your heart doctor because you're going to have a heart attack every game. Like that, it feels like that's the case. So no, they're not boring. Every game, it feels like it's almost a fun, exciting, nerve-wracking game at the very least. And they play a fun style. And I'm happy they got to put that on display on national television. On national television. Big time win. 39 wins. 39 wins, bro. I mean, this is a crazy season, man. You guys know this. I did not see this coming at all. I could not have been more happy to be proven wrong. Now with 39 wins, as of right now, I'm looking at the same, as I'm recording this, so this may change. But as I'm recording this, it's 10:55 on March 19th. They are now tied for 5th with Milwaukee. They're a game behind Indiana for 4. We'll see what happens. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you guys for making Locked On Pistons your first listen of every single day. Free and available on all your podcast platforms. Hit that subscribe button to the YouTube channel. Leave us a 5-star review, whatever podcast platform you're listening to this on. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Stay safe out there. Till next time, peace out, everybody. Go Pistons.